Hello, and welcome to Romeo and Juliet, Section 1, Lesson 9. Section 1, Diagnostic Discussion. At the end of each section of the Romeo and Juliet unit, we will have what is known as a diagnostic. Sometimes it will be a discussion, sometimes it will include a writing assignment. The diagnostic is kind of like the assessment for each section, building up to our culminating task at the end of the unit. Today you will prepare for and participate in a whole class discussion in response to the following questions. What is a theme that is being developed in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet? How is it developed in the play? How is this theme reflected or not reflected in one of the 3 film versions of the play? You will also read Act 2, Scene 1 for homework. For this lesson, you will need the text of the play. You can use either the Folger digital Shakespeare that we have linked at the start of Section 1, Lesson 1, or you can use the various Google Doc versions that we've looked at. You will also need your section diagnostic checklist found in today's lesson, the discussion tool found in Lesson 8, the academic conversation reference guide found in today's lesson, the text theme understanding tool originally posted in Lesson 4 of this section, or Lesson 3 of this section, the film theme understanding tool, which was posted in the Lesson 4 of this section, your reading response journal for this section, and Romeo and Juliet, the fully dramatized audio edition, posted in this section for Act 2, Scene 1. Before we move on with this lesson, let's look at our culminating writing task prompt. What theme is developed in the last scene of Romeo and Juliet? Choose one film version of the play and discuss what choices the director made when creating a film version of this scene. How do these choices enhance or detract from the themes developed in the play? Here is our learning target for this lesson. Can you analyze Shakespeare's theme in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet, and how the theme is reflected in other film versions of the play? Now we're going to work on gathering evidence for our discussion. You're going to gather and organize evidence in preparation for the discussion. You're going to organize evidence from the text theme understanding tool and the film theme understanding tool and gather additional evidence from Act 1, Scene 5 from Romeo and Juliet, the play, and the following film versions of Act 1, Scene 5. West Side Story, the Zeffirelli Romeo and Juliet, and the Lerman Romeo plus Juliet to support your claim from the previous activity's homework. You will record your evidence on the Gather and Organize Evidence section of the discussion tool. You will need to gather and organize as much evidence as you can, as you will use this evidence during the discussion. You will have 10 minutes to complete this activity, so use your time wisely. Now you're going to work with a partner. You will review your partner's claim and evidence in preparation for a discussion about the questions. Remember that our discussion questions are the following. What is a theme that is being developed in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet? How is it developed in the play? How is this theme reflected or not reflected in one of the 3 film versions of the play? Remember that a claim is an evidence-based opinion or conclusion about a text or topic. At this point in the process, your claim should be an informal statement in preparation for expressing your understanding in a discussion. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to review your partner's claim and evidence in response to the discussion questions to prepare for the discussion. You will help them determine if they need to revise their claim. You will read the claim and evidence and answer the questions. If you answer no to any of the questions, your partner's claim must be revised. Does the claim address all parts of the prompt? Does the claim make a defendable statement in response to the prompt? Does the evidence support the claim? Is there sufficient evidence to support the claim? You will have 10 minutes to complete this activity. Now you're going to review the Academic Conversation Reference Guide, the conversation stems, the class discussion norms, and the discussion questions. You are going to identify the ones that you plan to use in the discussion over the questions on the board. What is a theme that is being developed in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare? How is it being developed in the play? How is this theme reflected or not reflected in one of the 3 film versions of the play? Which conversation stems do you plan to use during the discussion? In your reading response journal, I want you to write sentences that you can use during the discussion that include one or more of the identified conversation stems. You will have 5 minutes to complete this activity. Now, you are going to engage in a discussion of the following questions. What is a theme that is being developed in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet? How is it developed in the play? How is this theme reflected or not reflected in one of the 3 film versions of the play? You are going to take notes on the discussion tool to summarize the claims, evidence, and reasoning of your peers during the discussion. At the end of the discussion, you will summarize the discussion on your discussion tool. As you participate in this discussion, I want you to consider the following. What parts of the play develop the theme? Are those parts of the play present in the film version of the play? How does their absence or presence affect the development of the theme in the film? What additions did the director make to the film? How do those additions affect the development of the theme? What is left out of the film version? How does this affect the development of the theme? We will now complete our discussion. You will need to follow the expectations of the discussion based on the section Diagnostic checklist. I will begin the activity now. What is a theme that is being developed in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet? After the discussion, consider your contributions and the contributions of your peers and evaluate the quality of the discussion. You're going to complete the skill and habit reflection of this on the discussion tool. Remember to consider your contributions, your peers' contributions, evaluate the quality of the discussion. You will have 10 minutes to complete this activity. For homework, you are going to listen to Act 2, Session 1 from Romeo and Juliet using Romeo and Juliet, the fully dramatized audio edition, for homework. As you read, I want you to consider the reading focus. I want you to locate examples of dramatic irony in this scene. How does this technique develop conflict within the play? Congratulations, you have completed Section 1, Lesson 9, which means you have completed Section 1 of the Romeo and Juliet unit. Today, you analyzed Shakespeare's theme in Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet, and how the theme is reflected in other film versions of the play. Remember that you need to review Act 1 because you will have a quiz before the next lesson.